Happy Friday, everyone. Let's get into it because Bitcoin is pushing higher while the regulatory stars are aligning like never before. Bitcoin reclaimed $72,000 and Michael Saylor's strategy purchased an estimated 2,645 Bitcoin, which is nearly 6 times the daily mined supply. So Saylor is literally absorbing almost a week's worth of new Bitcoin in a single day. Morgan Stanley's spot Bitcoin ETF had its best first day of trading for any ETF the firm has ever launched, which tells you everything about the demand that was sitting on the sidelines waiting for a trusted name to open the door. Now, here's the part that really stands out. Treasury Secretary Bessent urged lawmakers to send Bitcoin and crypto market structure legislation to President Trump to sign into law. SEC Chair Paul Atkins called on Congress to pass it and advance it to Trump's desk. And Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong said it's time to pass the Clarity Act. When the Treasury Secretary, the SEC Chair, and the CEO of the largest US exchange are all saying the same thing in the same week, that's not a coincidence, that's a coordinated push to get this done. On the oil and geopolitical front, the ceasefire hasn't calmed everything down as Saudi Arabia suspended operations at several oil facilities following Iranian attacks with losses of 600,000 barrels per day in production, and US oil prices briefly surged back above $100. Core PCE inflation came in at 3% in February, marking the 60th consecutive reading above the Fed's 2% target, so the inflation problem is far from solved. The S&P 500 year-to-date total return sits at exactly 0%, which is a pretty telling snapshot of how volatile and directionless this year has been for stocks while Bitcoin quietly climbs. The VIX closed at 19.49, which is actually below the level before the Iran conflict began, suggesting the market has largely digested the geopolitical risk. In altcoin news, Bitcoin fell over 10% after a major subnet developer exited citing governance concerns. The Ton blockchain received a major upgrade, making it 10 times faster with sub-second transactions. And Matt Fury's first ever character, Spike, surged 50% after the Pepe ETF announcement. That's your Friday recap. Make sure to follow, and I'll catch you right back here tomorrow.